For my research project, I looked into the artist Jenny Holzer. Through my research of Jenny Holzer's work, I was struck by the key role that where she chooses to place her artwork plays and the impact the pieces have. I believe that Jenny Holzer's use of text placed in everyday public places creates art that inspires public discourse and a deeper contemplation of the world around us. Experiencing her work in its original public context is key to its impact. While attending Rhode Island School of Design, Jenny Holzer attempted to focus her art in traditional painting. She was never satisfied with the work she was creating, so she switched to using language in public space to achieve what she wanted to create with her artwork. In the late 70s, she began her Truism series. This originally consisted of a poster with a list of statements Holzer wrote herself. She would post these posters around New York City anonymously. She wanted people to talk about, comment on, and alter her posters without knowing who posted them. The truisms shifted over time. The list got longer, the display method changed, and she began presenting the truisms in solo presentations, like the photo on our Canvas front page that is just the statement, abuse of power comes as no surprise, by itself in a solo context, but it's also seen here on this guy's shirt at the very top of a truisms list. She places her truisms in varying locations, each of which having a different effect on the viewer. For instance, when it's displayed large on a marquee, this may have a different impact because marquees are locations for passing information and advertisement. This context is different than a sticker on a parking meter, which provides a more personal interaction and is in a context of a space for directions that has a more authoritative voice than a marquee. These are both very separate contexts from artwork on a gallery wall. By being placed in a gallery, it takes on the context of artwork that should be seen from an aesthetic view. Holzer places her text in all of these separate contexts and more, all of which having different impacts, as you can see by these photos of the same statement in different places. One of her works that I looked at closely was Lustmord. This is a work she did in Germany in 1993. This work was a response to the sexual violence in the Bosnian War. She produced several phrases from 3 points of view, from the view of the victim, the perpetrator, and an observer. The show is placed in a gallery with 3 separate mediums for display. A red leather room of sorts that viewers could walk into with the words etched on the walls all around them. Also as red LED lights in display. And finally, on metal bands that were placed around human bones. All of these mediums are meant to be visually striking and invoke the feeling as if the words themselves are impacting human bodies. The phrases were also circulated in a German magazine as images of the written phrases on human flesh. The placement of this piece is meant to reinforce the words and produce strong reactions from the viewers. Not seeing it in person takes away from the impact. The pieces by Holzer that lose their impact most when not seen in person are her large-scale projection works. These are all-encompassing display experiences that shift and change with the environment around them and as the viewer moves about that space as well. Seeing them as stagnant photos takes away all of that shifting of light that happens and the all-encompassing feeling of seeing such a large view of the words. Holzer's words are meant to make people think, make them stop, contemplate the world around them, and think about what the words are truly saying. And the placement of them is what reinforces the meaning of the words and the impact and the power of the words. So without seeing them in their original context, their impact can be completely distorted. Jenny Holzer also often uses a technique of placing her words in the context of advertisement, like with the marquee, because she wants to take that usual space of advertisement and selling and consumerism and subvert it to have deeper meaning and to catch people's attention more. Holzer's work uses its space to create a deeper impact with the words.